Hi everyone, today we're going to look at the Productivity 1000 Series PLC Array Functions Part 2. And the first time we looked at the array, we actually took a single dimensional or one-dimensional array and we unpacked the bits and we used that as an indirect address to copy it into an output channel. And here's our program up here. And what we did was, I'll show you, we're online with our Productivity 1000 right here through our Ethernet port. And our program, what we did was, when we hit switch number 1, turn that on, it would actually copy or use our array and copy the data into our output channel, and it sequenced our bits as we went along through here. So that was last time. This time, what we want to do is we want to look at functions that we have on our array, and our functions are currently listed right up here. And what we'll do is go through our array statistics, copy array, fill array, and our shift and rotate array. So we'll go down here and to our first instruction, which is our array statistics. And what we'll do is, first of all, turn off this first switch. And our array statistics will actually do some math on our array, single dimension array. So if we double click on this, we can actually see the instruction itself. And we have a structure, we called it STA array, and we're using our sequence that we created last time. And we have automatically, under our structure, we have an output, we have an overflow, we have our start and end column. And remember, arrays always start with 1. And then we have our function that we're doing. In this case here, we're doing a sum. We could also do a minimum, a maximum, an average, or a median in order to get that data that we want out of the array. So once we do that, we'll hit OK. And we can actually see all this in our tag database. And we can see the arrays as well as the outputs that we have in our structures, as we saw before. And that's actually located right up here. And all we have to do is enter our structures, and there is our STA, or statistic array structure. We can also look at our integers, and we have our sequencer, which is right here, which shows you our values. So it's all within the tag database that we've had before. Now, on this particular instruction, if we highlight the whole line, right click, you'll also see we can show in data view. And that's exactly what we do, is show in data view. So we can take a look at that rung. So if I call it my data view, you'll see that I have my switch, and then I have my structure of my statistic analysis. And then we have my sequence, which is right here, which shows me the values. So in this case here, we want a sum. So when we switch number 2, it will start at 1 and go to 3. So what it should do is 1, 2, and 3. So it should add 0, 1, and 3 together and put it on our output, which is right here. So it'll put our value of our output right here. So let's just go ahead and do that. We'll turn on switch number 2. And when we do, you'll notice that the value is actually 4. So there's my 4 up here, and my 4 as my output. Now, if I were to change the instruction, and we'll edit it here, and we'll, instead going from start column, we'll leave that at 1, and we'll end column, we'll actually change this to a 4. So now it's going to take the first 4 and write that into that value. Then we have the value 11, so it's adding the first 4 elements together to get our value. So our array statistics works very well in order to look at these volumes and do a little bit of math within that array. So let's just close our data view down for now, And let's go to our next instruction, which is our copy instruction. Now the copy instruction will take our source array and copy it to our destination. And we can have single dimension arrays or two-dimensional arrays. In this case here, what I have is I've said use structure again. So it's a CPA array, I've called it. And when that happens, it automatically sets these parameters up for me. And we take a source array, which is our source array we called it, and our destination array. And I made these two-dimensional arrays, each with 4 elements in it, so it's a 2x2 array structure. And here we have our copy value. Let's hit cancel on that. And once again, on switch 3, I've actually copied that over. So let's take a look at that in our data view that we've done before. And under our copy, there's my switch 3, there's my destination, and my start column, start row, start column, and end row. So we're going to take the entire one array, which is our source, and we're going to copy it to our destination. So my source array is here. It contains the value 1, 2, 3, 4, and my destination right now is 0. Now when I turn on switch number 3, you will see it now fills with 1, 2, 3, 4, same as my destination. Now in the instruction I could also do a copy and then delete what was in the source itself, but I didn't do that. So let's just turn switch 3 off, and you see that my array still remains at 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go to our next instruction. Close that down. We'll go to the fill array. And what the fill array will do is take a value and fill up the entire array with that value. So you can use that as basically a reset for the array itself. And this can be a single one-dimensional or two-dimensional array. Again, we call this we use structure, which automatically sets up the parameters to use within this instruction that we use in our PLC. And we have a FLA array, in which sets up our start row, end row, start column, end column, and our overflow, and then our input. And the array that we're going to fill is our destination array, which we did with our copy just previously. So when we call this up in data view, you'll see that switch 4 will actually trigger our instruction. And there's our switch 4. It's currently off. And I'll just there's my destination array. Currently it has the value 1, 2, 3, 4 in it. And my start column and our start row, my end row, so 1 to 2, and start column is 1 and the end column is 2. So that means that we're using all of the array itself. So we're going to fill the entire array. And my input is actually the value 0. So let's take a look at my destination array here. So there's my 4 elements. And then if I turn on switch number 4, the elements now go to 0, and that's exactly what we see here. Now you'll also notice if I were to edit this, and we'll put a 3 in there, now all of my array is filled with 3. So very nice way to constantly just fill up an array. Now our last instruction that we'll look at today is our shift and rotate. And this is similar to our shift and rotate instructions we've covered in the past, but this is on an array itself. So we take the array and we will actually manipulate that around. So we'll use structure again, and we'll use SRA array, and our one-dimensional array that we're going to do this on is called shift array, SFT array. So we've created a new array, and we're going to shift it to the left, or sorry, rotate to the left, and we're going to use the one shot. The one shot just means that it triggers the instruction on the leading edge, or a transition from off to on. So, okay for that. And the best way to do it is look at it again through our data view. And here it is right here. We'll minimize our shift array here. So we have our start column is 1, our end column is 128, our overflow is right there, which is nothing right now, and there's our shifting instruction here, and we have just put some values in here of 11, 22, 33, 44, etc., just to give you an idea of some value in here. So it's a single dimension array. We have 128 characters, and every time we were to hit the switch 5, you will see we're going to cause it to rotate left. So hit switch 5, and you see that my I was on a leading edge, so it only triggers it once. So my 1111 now rotates back to the bottom of this array. So at the very end, which is right here, 128, you'll see my value now is 11. Now if I were to take switch 5 again and do it again, you'll see now it takes 22 and moves it back to the bottom. So it rotates it around. Now think about rotating left. So you're going, if you're looking at here on the array within the instruction, you'll see that we have the 33, 44, and rotating left that way, which is going back down towards least significant bits in that array. And if you rotate right, you're going to go most significant. Okay. Now all the links and documentation can be found on our website at accautomation.ca. And furthermore, there's a link for this to get into a little more instructions or a little more details on each of these instructions that we've covered on arrays. If you like this video and like to see more, there are 3 ways in which to help us out. You can give us a thumbs up so other people can find this information. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also go to ACC Automation and subscribe to our website. When you do, notification will be given to you every time we publish new content to the site. You'll also get 2 free ebooks on numbering systems and robust data logging. And the third thing to do to help us out is to tell a friend or colleague about the site. Alright, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.